So yesterday I did a quick review and unboxing of a couple of Transformers Siege War for Cybertron leader class figures, and it was Ultra Magnus and Shockwave. And I kind of really just did it really quickly for fun. I didn't realize there was going to be so many views on it, and then I realized that there was actually not a lot of detailed unboxings and reviews of these figures, in particular Shockwave and Ultra Magnus. So I just decided to let's do it over again, this time with better lighting, better background, and see if I can go to a bit more detailed. Now, when it comes out of the box, it's not like this. This is actually the mode, Shockwave in his regular mode, along with the extra parts that he can become the larger figure, or Super Shockwave, I don't know what you want to call it, with. Now, in this mode, or in this form, he can ride on this little platform such, and well, it does peg in, so let's put that peg in. I prefer this more than the Super Robot form. As you can see, it's a little bit harder to pose on if you wanted to use the pegs on there, but here he is, oops, on there riding it, or surfing, Cybertronian surfing. Anyway, I prefer it separate, and I prefer Shockwave just like this. So let's get a little bit more detail shot. Let me bring the camera a bit closer so we can look at Shockwave a little more better. Okay, so here he is in his robot form, and hopefully I'm getting better, clearer shots than the prior video, so you can see all that detail that's molded in. It's kind of funny. You'd think these would be ratcheted, but they're not, just because of all these grooves. It's actually very loose on there. Good thing this joint, it is not ratcheted, but it's a lot tighter. And then over here from the side, lots of nice detail. It's pretty tight. No extra kibble hanging around in this form. Not a lot of hollow parts either. And then with the Poseability, the head is on a ball joint, and you can turn it completely around. The waist is able to move in 360. The arms all around in 360, up in here on this joint, and then up all the way, but that's due to the transformation. His arms can twist in 360, and then there is the elbow joint over here, a little more than 90 degrees, and then on the fist can turn around all the way around. Same goes for the gun arm, or the laser arm. You can turn it all around as well. So there's not a lot of stickers. There's no stickers on here, but there's, you see, I guess these are stamped on, which is kind of nice. I really wish they did that for the chest though. Then it's a little bit more like the original Shockwave. Hey, the legs, they can split in this mode. The thighs can swivel 360, which is also required for the transformation. You can kick all the way up, all the way back, and at the knee. And the feet has this little swivel here, or can go back and forth, but that's pretty much it. It doesn't go up or down. And that is Shockwave in robot mode. I like it a lot. Very poseable, very very G1 like, and I think it's a good size, being that even though this is a leader class figure, he's a Voyager size, which I kind of like that. You know, I like Megatron and Optimus Prime to be Voyager size, and yeah, you know, the Deluxe just bigger than Deluxe is. And then something else, the bigger Transformers can be the large leader size. Hey, let's transform him. First thing we gotta do, remove this tube from his arm. Would have been nice if we didn't have to, but we have to. Open the chest. And then flip the head in, because it's gonna go in here. And then close the chest. Peekaboo. Next we're gonna pop this guy up from his back, lift him up, and then over here we're just going to open it up because the arms are going to go in there. So we're going to bring the arms up like this, just like that, and then actually, sorry, we need to bring this forward and then the arms up, and then once we have that, this will go over like this and then be able to close. And there you go. You're also going to pull this tab here, and that's it. Next we're going to open the legs a bit, and then we're going to turn it 360 or 180 I mean, and then we're going to pull this out, this flap on both sides, and then put them out like this, just hanging there for a while. And then the leg is brought up to the thighs on both sides, and then from there you can put these two panels together, and then make sure the legs are tabbed together, and over here make sure that the waist is, there's a little slot for this to tab in like that, and from there you have the tube goes into here, and here you have a ship, Shockwave as a ship, spaceship, or a gun. But yeah, somebody commented in my other video that, you know, since you can't have a spaceship, I mean a gun as a toy without the orange tip, you flip it over and it's a spaceship. But I'm gonna prefer this mode. I wonder if somebody's gonna make some third-party product so that it can hold up, or I don't know, or stand like this. Space gun mode. Remember that in the comic books, he was a giant space gun that came to Earth. Okay, so with the space gun mode done, or actually spaceship, we can make him into a larger spaceship by removing these parts, opening it up, and basically taking this and putting it in the front, and there's these little holes here that fit in here, and then let's lift this open so we can and then this tab here, or slot, this tab goes into the slot, and both ends, and then we can close this down. Oops. Well, should hold both ends, and then while holding it, close them both down. There you go. Looking more and more like a spaceship now. This will just go and the legs, and this has a little tab here and a post will fit down right there. That's to keep it straight so it won't turn. Same thing on this side. And then last but not least, these little parts open up to reveal the wing, and then they go in these. This hole and small hole goes into this big and small peg. One on the left and on the right. There you go. And now Shockwave in this mode with all this extra stuff actually kind of looks like a spaceship. Really large capital battleship or something. You flip him over, doesn't, I guess he could look like a gun too. I'm not sure. Doesn't look as much as of a gun as the without the extra bits. But very nice detail on Shockwave. Okay, let's get all this off of him and transform him into robot mode, and then we'll compare him with Ultra Magnus. And then after that we'll transform him into super robot mode, and then also compare him with Ultra Magnus and some other figures. So let's separate this. One thing I like, I mean, these are they have some level of complication in transformation, but they're not that complicated to transform. So you can relatively transform them quickly from mode to mode. Okay, put his little tube here. Get his head out. And then put his backpack, and there you go. So here's Shockwave, robot mode, next to leader class Ultra Magnus. So you can kind of see the size difference there. And then let's get his armor on, and it's pretty basic in getting his armor. Is basically put this here, similar to his transformation. It's basically attaching on points that it attached to when it was on the spaceship, for the back at least. So for the legs, fold this back in, fold this back in, and this goes on his foot or feet, both feet. There you go. Have him stand up. And this goes on his arms. So this will be on the right. And on the left. And this in the back, it just basically hangs out like this. And then you have super robot mode Shockwave. And here he is next to Ultra Magnus, so slightly shorter than Ultra Magnus. Well, actually not slightly, a lot shorter from head to head. But that's because all of that extra bits that Shockwave has is really just extra body armor, and doesn't really turn him to a large robot like Ultra Magnus does. Still retains a lot of poseability. I mean, except in the back you have all this back kibble that can get in the way of things. But I guess depending on how you're posing, you're able to move them around somewhat so it's not in the way. So let's get close up here. You can see all the detail in the super robot mode. All in all, a nice figure, but I really prefer Shockwave in his without the armor. I'm not a fan of these arm-looking guns. So, I mean, honestly, I would probably prefer that they just be not shown or something, or I think it probably looks better without it. Otherwise, then because Shockwave looks like a four-armed robot or something. Here he is next to Sideswipe, which I just picked up today. So you can see he does have some substantial height in this mode. And then let's remove all this armor that we have. And I think he's the size of a Voyager. I don't have any official Voyagers from this line, but he seems big enough because we put him right here, and then you can see Ultra Magnus over here. You can see the size difference. It kind of makes sense. Okay, let's put these guys aside, and with all this armor off, let's turn it into the hoverboard or whatever. So this, basically there's a tab here that goes in here, and just put it up. And then for this part, this little peg will go on, let's see, this foot here, this peg here goes here. Oh, first we gotta make sure this is down like that. There you go. This peg's in right here, and then we put them together. And then there's a little tab here, and on the bottom, same thing. There you go. And then these two sides just pop in here. Okay, and that's it for this part. Like, this is my preferred way to have Shockwave displayed. The other thing that I think I mentioned it in the other video was, oh, actually there is light piping here. As you can see, it wasn't actually noticeable the last time, but there is. I think this is the only figure so far that I have that has it, because Ultra Magnus does not have any of that. Well, at least in that form. I gotta double check if he has any of that in his small robot form. But yeah, that looks really nice with the light piping there. Anyway, it's a really nice addition. I'm really glad they made Shockwave. Figure I've been waiting for a long time to get a really good, decent version of Shockwave, an official version of Shockwave from Hasbro. Okay, that's it for this video. Hope it helps. Thank you.